Welcome back to my channel, guys. So I'm going to talk to you today about my experience taking the GRE. I literally took the GRE 2 days ago. Today is Wednesday. I took it Monday. And I'm going to tell you my experience. I'm going to tell you how I studied, what I used to study, and I'm also going to tell you how I accidentally delete my scores. But that's way on to the end of the video, so I'm going to start off by telling you guys what the GRE is basically about. The GRE is a standardized exam that most grad programs need in order to go back in for your master's, your doctorate, just depending on the school and the program. Some require the GRE, some don't. I'm not going to really go much in depth about the scoring, but I'll definitely leave links below to show you guys exactly where you can go to get that scoring. The GRE right now, it cost me $220 to take, and I know it's a bit pricey. You guys saw my other videos with the OATs. The OATs is now like $400 and something, so it's basically nothing compared to like OATs getting into optometry school or MCAT getting into med school or whatever it may be. If you guys didn't see those videos that I did before, I will definitely link them as well. So yeah, I took the GRE in March, 2 days ago, but I kept procrastinating. Now, the first thing I want you guys to do is probably get like a time span and where you think you can get this studying done, and definitely register for the test. Because if you don't really register for that test, you will think you have a lot of time to do it, and you really will keep procrastinating and keep pushing it back. That's what happened to me. I just kept getting nervous and I never really signed up to do the test. But once you sign up to do that test and you pay that money, you know it's real. In order for it to be cancelled or for it to be rescheduled, you're still gonna have to pay more money on top of that. I definitely recommend signing up for a test plate. At least give yourself like a 6-month period in order for you to be able to study and get all the material down pat. As we talk about studying, I use 2 books to study from. Now there's a whole bunch of programs and books and all different stuff that actually teaches you how to take the GRE and what to expect on the GRE. College classes like statistics, was it calculus? No, geometry and stuff like that on the math section. As far as the words go, you just gotta read the dictionary and read how much books you can, because I don't know what to tell you on that. Yeah, so I use 2 books. I use this Manhattan Prep book. This is a 5-pound book. The book consists of exams of the GRE. It also breaks down the math, it breaks down the writing, it breaks down reading. I absolutely love this book. This book helped me so much. I'm gonna go in depth as well as to how it was broken down on the test, but a lot of the problems and a lot of the prompts as far as the writing goes, it was in this book. And it basically, this book told you like writers and how they broke it down and how they looked at it and how they answered the question. Of course they are writers, but at least they get a better insight of the ways you can write the essays. You can agree, you cannot agree. ETS prep book. This is actually the program who make the GRE. So basically it tells you every single thing about the GRE in this book. So it gives you the scoring information, it gives you examples of how people wrote on the actual GRE, like they didn't correct it or anything like that. It gives you a few math problems and it gives you 2 practice tests in the book. Let me start off with the format of the test. The format of the test, everything, it always sets up. The writing section is always first. There's an issue section and there's also an argument section. And then it goes on to either math or reading. My friend got, I believe, reading and math, and then this year I got math and reading. So it just depends on when you're taking the test. But I thought after the writing section you were gonna get a break. There's actually 6 sections in there. The writing section is always first, and then you can go on to math or reading. Like I said, I had a math and a reading after my writing, and then there was my 10-minute break. So you definitely get a 10-minute break in there, and I suggest that everyone take that 10-minute break, because that 10-minute break will just help you breathe during the exam. Because sometimes the exam is just like constant. It gives you 60 seconds, break in between each section. You have the option to just keep going or to actually take that break. I say take that break, breathe, and then move on to the other sections. Let me start off with the writing. Writing is just not my forte. Writing is just not what I do. I barely even read, to be honest. Like now I'm starting to read more than I normally used to, because 1, I'm studying for the GRE, and 2, I don't know, I just like reading now. This book right here, And actually, what it does in the section, in the writing section, it gives you a whole bunch of prompts. It gives you 10 or 9 issue prompts, and it gives you 10 or 9 argument prompts. And in those prompts, but they give you their thinking process. They also type their thinking process, so you'll know how they were thinking exactly when they read their essay. So as soon as they read the essay, they're like, okay, so I want to do this, I want to talk about this, and they type it in the book, so you know exactly how they thought about this question and how they formulate their essay. The essays in this book was, some of them were extremely long, and then some of them were short, but they did get their point across. And this book just showed me how you can do that by reading these essays. The argument essay was, it was a construction company Z and a construction company M. They give you like breakdown on the M that costs a lot of money, but at the same time their electricity bill and this maintenance bill was much lower. And then they had Z, whichever letter I just told you before, and it was cheaper from the beginning to bill, and there was of course much more problems with them. And basically that essay that I got in my GRE was one of the topics that it was in my essays right here. So I was like, you don't understand how happy I was when doing this book, because I felt like I was so prepared and so ready to answer all these questions. They say some people don't think it's necessary to practice writing. If you're not strong in writing, I suggest reading other people's essays, reading the prompts that they give you, because some of those prompts are exactly similar to what you're gonna get. They just may change up some things. Like, it's too much and it's unnecessary, but take that time to go through each and every essay if you're not strong in it, and go over it and understand where the author is coming from, and understand where the writer, I should say, is coming from, and try to get that type of mentality, because sometimes it can be just one sentence and it can be just so broad that you need to elaborate more on that certain topic. For the next section, I'll talk about math, because I'm fairly good with math. Like I'm not gonna brag like saying I'm like expert and do everything in math, but I'm pretty good in math compared to like the writing and the reading section. Like I didn't underestimate the exam either. I made sure and like study on the math just like I did with the essays and the reading section. Sometimes you just need a refresher. The GRE book, it did as well, but it was pretty broad. Like if you need to actually have it taught to you and keep doing examples over and over, this book is where it's at. It broke it down into ratio questions, it broke it down into percentage questions and everything like that. Like they give you like a bunch of 30 questions and you just keep going through it. You're just knocking it through. The book, if you don't understand it and if you can't get the question right, it breaks everything down for you and how they arrive to that answer. They give you more than one options, different ways to do it as well. So that is a good thing. Now the reading. I did a Quizlet. Like I put all my words into Quizlet. I studied over 150 words. I had 150 words. So if you guys want to see my Quizlet and what I use, look up my name in Quizlet. It's just Chanel Taylor, and you guys can use that to study from. So as far as studying the words, I just literally went through these questions and I picked out some of the words that I just did not know, like I've never seen in my life. Like the words in that Quizlet was actually on my test as well, not all of them of course, but most of the words was in there, so I was able to eliminate some of the words. I know you know a few words, you definitely need to know the similarities compared to the other meanings. Like you just have to be able to see the words and just know the meaning, because you have no time to like think. Like I don't know, it's just so many words they give you, they throw out that you have to understand the sentence as well. Quizlet helped me do that, because Quizlet you just see the word and you should be able to tell the answer. Like okay, so the GRE was like 6 sections. Like I was like counting down to the top side. It shows you a time, it gives you a calculator, it gives you all that good stuff. What's the end? Like exactly towards the end. Do not, apparently there's an option to opt out of seeing your scores, like canceling the scores if you don't feel like you did. I was kind of confused because all my friends and my family members, whoever took it, they told me they showed the scores right away. I guess for some reason, I don't know what I did, I guess I opt out. So I have no idea what I got on my GRE. Sorry if you do end up canceling your scores like I did. You will be able to get the scores back and send it to the school, but you have to pay a $50 fee and you have to fill out this right here. This is the GRE score reinstatement form. Highly ridiculous, highly unnecessary. Like, I don't understand why this is being done. You have my scores right there. Just release it. Show me what I got and send it to these schools and keep it moving. Why do I have to pay you $50 to show me my score after I already paid $205 or how much ever was for the exam? Send this to them with a payment so that way I can actually see my scores and figure out what I got on there. I will definitely tell you guys my scores in the comments below, so look out for that if this video goes up before I get my scores. She said it's going to be 2 weeks. I'm just trying to get this out as soon as possible for those who are preparing for the GRE and preparing this year to apply to grad school. My experience, I wouldn't say it was bad. I know during the exam they actually test you guys. They actually test us. Like, one is just like an experiment. And I personally believe that my first section was my experiment because I did so bad. Like, I was feeling so awful on how bad I did. Like, I ran out of time while reading. The math was just a hot mess. I didn't know what to do. After I got back from my 10-minute break, everything was making sense. Like, I was able to get the answers back to back. I didn't run out of time. I had time to go back and read. I'll put it down below. If I did good, I will put it down below. My scores are my scores. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm just going to be as honest as I can. As you guys saw my other videos, I was pretty honest as far as my scores goes, and that I didn't get into the program that I was applying to. But I mean, it happens. Life happens, and I trust God. I pray, and even though I get anxious and overwhelming, but once I got there, I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. I studied. I was just over studying, to be honest. Like, right now, I really do apologize for not having my scores. At least I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes and not do the same nonsense that I did, and you guys can be better off at this exam. I was looking for videos and stuff just to help me go through this exam, and there was none. Like, everything was like in 2013 and past that time. I was just like, I need somebody to talk to me right now about what the GRE is looking like and what I need to be doing. So I hope this video was informative to you guys, and it was worth your while for actually sitting on watching it for however long it was. Oh, my hair is jacked up in the back. Y'all can tell me? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like these type of videos. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in my other video.